Captain's log, stardate 48878.9. We're en route to Starbase 621 to pick up agricultural supplies for the Gimulon 5 colony, mostly seeds, from what I understand. It's kind of a routine supply run that doesn't make for exciting reports, but there's something satisfying about it nonetheless. Everything we've been through lately with the Phantom's network, the diplomatic chaos back at home, it feels good to be part of something that's purely constructive. Helping a colony establish its own food production, becoming more self-efficient, there's a quite dignity in that kind of work. Commander Mahawk pointed out that this mission gives us a chance to check in on the colony's progress since our initial survey. It's been months since we discovered those Calethian ruins, and I'm curious to see how the settlers have adapted to their new home. The site we recommended near the riverbed should be perfect for agricultural, fertile soil, good drainage, and plenty of fresh water. If the colony can establish sustainable farming, it'll take the pressure off the supply lines and give them real roots in that place. Something that sometimes the most important missions are the ones that help people build something lasting rather than just responding to the latest crisis. End of law.
All right. I think the first place we're going to head is to the bridge. I figure I'll give Captain and the commander here a little bit of role play time, as I figure the captain will step out of the ready room after writing the log to get a overall ship's update.
Commander, what's our ETA to 621?
Captain, our current ETA is 49 minutes, 37 seconds.
Anything interesting to report?
Stellar cartography noted the presence of a rogue comet not on our previous maps of the area. They have been eagerly using the lateral sensor array to study it as we passed. Other than that, I have nothing interesting to report.
Well, if there's a little time to spare, Helm, let's see if we can't give stellar cartography all the time they need to study the comet before we arrive at 621.
That is feasible, Captain. Our expected arrival is not for another 3 hours. Mr. Walker has been making excellent time.
Right. Anything else wants to happen on the bridge?
I have nothing. So then the captain's going to read reports on her datapad.
Right. Interested in keeping this moving, we'll head down with the doctor to the theater of the. All right, Doctor, you have just arrived in the science lab. You start checking all your samples and stuff, sitting with your nice green tea, and I believe you started playing some music, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I did.
And I will let you take the scene.
All right. Uh, where do you want me to pick up from in my little thing?
Uh, Probably right at the end there, where you talk to the computer.
Computer, can you establish a link to the USS Navajo and access any biochemical analysis they have performed on the lymphatic fluid recovered on their last mission?
Hold on, I think I have a sound effect for this. Star Trek effects. All right, it's not computer error. That's not the one I want. Link with USS Navajo. Secured.
Pull up biochemical analysis from the recovered lymphatic fluid and display next to my chemical analysis from our recovered sample of the Phantom's drug processing plant. Compare both with the chemical sample recovered from the two Betazoid patients. What were their names? Kalen and Soraya. And show me any correlating data points, please.
All right, give me a reason or insight in medicine. We'll start you off at a diff one here.
All right, will you accept research as a focus?
Yes.
Okay.
Gain a momentum. All right, the computer starts fulfilling your request. There are a couple things that stand out. The Navajo has only completed a precursory look at the data they received. They haven't done a full in-depth analysis yet. Um, so you'll probably need to fulfill that to get a full chemical analysis of the thing.
I'd kind of need the sample for that, wouldn't I?
I think you could get it from. You wouldn't be able to get a physical sample, but the sample is noted in the log, so you can still study it.
Okay.
Then you also notice that there has been patient updates from the two patients, Colleen and Soraya, on Beta Z.
Good.
Or should I say their medical charts appear to have been updated very recently, within the last few hours.
Anything interesting? Progression of systems, rate of recovery, rate of detoxification.
Uh, the symptoms one, the progression of symptoms is what is noted.
What do I see?
Great. Give me a insight medicine or a insight or reason medicine diff 1.
Let's see. Do I have any focus that would apply for this role?
Let's see.
I have research, biology. I don't really have anything related to biochem.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
So you guys should be at 2 momentum, unless you spent some for something.
Not yet.
All right, give me 1 second. All right, so you start looking into the male betazoid patient, and it starts going through an entire list of symptoms that they've noticed. Um, at early stages, decreased appetite, mild headaches. Um, they seem to have emotional hypersensitivity develop, as well as some sleep disturbances. They also noted physical symptoms such as tremors, cold sweats. And as it progressed even further with the male subject, um, they seem to have developed paranoid thoughts about being rejected and abandoned. And then as it progressed into what they would describe as late stage of this um, effect, he seemed to have developed extreme attachment issues, most notably to the female patient. And then eventually, he is currently listed as being unable to function.
Well, that's a pretty extreme response to what should effectively be a party drug. I want to look at the female's chart as well, see if there's any similarities in what she's showing, or has she like veered towards recovery and returning to a normal life?
Okay, so in the um, early stages, probably something similar. Um, like started with mild general irritability, headaches. Um, they experienced difficulty focusing on anything unrelated to the male person. Um, she expressed vivid, emotionally distressing dreams, as well as crippling sadness when they were not with the male patient. Um, they seem to be extremely attached to the male patient, and they just updated her chart with something called anhedonia, or the inability to feel pleasure.
Interesting. All right.
After losing contact with the male subject, because the male subject became unable to function. Once it happened, is when she gained the inability to feel pleasure. I think that's an important distinction there.
Okay. Sounds like it created some kind of a artificial telepathic bond between them of some kind. All right. I'm going to go back to the chemical analysis. See what I can tease out of the or of the data on the sample that the Navajo has.
All right. So what exactly are you trying to learn from?
So I'm trying to see how the base compound sample and the lymphatic fluid might interact, and if I can compare it to this the chemical sample that I pulled from the two betazoid patients, if I can like find their structures within that sample and kind of like see how things are being pieced together.
Okay.
And
I
from
think I
there,
could give
hopefully.
you a role for that. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I could give you a role for that. I'm just thinking difficulty because there is information that you don't know that's going to make this more difficult. Give me 1 second so I can find where the hell I listed that at. I have notes on top of notes on top of notes everywhere. Okay, so this is going to be a difficulty 4. Difficulty is increased because of some unknown factors.
Okay. Have I gotten?
And I'm,
Go
and I'm
ahead.
thinking reason or insight. I'm thinking reason or insight medicine here.
Okay, I will do reason. Have I gotten far enough in my exploration that my applied research talent can apply to this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. Does my research focus still apply?
Yes,
Okay. Um, and you said diff 4, correct?
correct.
All right. Then I will use my 1 free die from applied research and spend 2 momentum for a 4th.
Damn. Okay. So you start looking at all the samples collected and how they might piece together. And one of the things you notice almost right away between the base sample that you have and the sample that the Navajo picked up is that it seems that the base compound you have has been engineered specifically to fit in the sample, the sample from that the Navajo picked up to form a larger base sequence, to form a larger molecule. So for example, you do notice that there are probably 4 points on the base sequence in which something larger can be fitted, and you believe that you located the sequence, the molecule sequence of where the sample from the Navajo would fit into this.
So, effectively, I've put the hole back in the donut.
Um,
Or I'm still only looking at part of the puzzle, but I've found a large chunk of the puzzle.
yes. Yeah. Imagine, like, yeah, let's say you're building a puzzle, and let's say there are 5 pieces to this puzzle. Um, the base sequence that you have has 4 parts to it,
Hmm.
and the sequence from the Navajo fits into one of those parts. But you
Okay.
identified 4 other pieces that could potentially fit into this into the base that you collected first.
Okay. So on the computer, I'm going to go ahead and like make that virtual attachment so that I have the more complex chain. Um,
Okay.
I I want to pull up the chemical sample I took from the betazoids and make a comparison between this larger chain that I've got and that chemical compound,
Okay.
and see if I can figure out more of what's missing.
All right. Give me. So be a diff 2.
Okay.
Probably the same attributes.
Okay. Research focus and applied research still.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Okay, just doing the 3 dice then.
Gain 2 more momentum. Doctor is a momentum creating machine today.
As I like to say, the doctor doctors.
Okay. You tried to overlay the samples of the substance that you pulled out of the patients.
Hmm.
Um, one of the things you unfortunately notice is that the sample you pulled out of the patients is very quickly dissolving in is a quickly dissolving substance as soon as it hits the bloodstream or as soon as it's ingested.
Yeah, I
Um,
kind of figured it wouldn't be a full
yeah,
chemical map
yeah,
of whatever they took, but I figured I'd have at least parts.
right. Um, so you are able to identify that there are pieces missing from the puzzle. Um, and this confirms that you are missing 3 other components to this compound. Um, let me see if there's something I can give you though. 1 second.
I have puzzle pieces 1 and 2 and half of 4.
Okay, I could give you half. Yeah, I think I like that. I could give you half of one. Okay, so you do notice that, and I'm going to give this to you because you're a xenobiology doctor.
Okay.
You do notice that there is a Orion. I'm trying to be careful if I word this here. Some type of Orion substance, of an Orion chemical sequence, also in the chemical makeup, and this is what you got from the drug sample. but as how it fits into the bigger whole, you're not sure yet. But you know that it is also an Orion chemical compound there too.
Hold on. When we say an Orion chemical compound, are we talking a naturally occurring one, or one routinely manufactured by the Orions?
I think that has to be the question. I can't give you that yet.
Computer, do a search of the Starfleet medical database for the chemical compound of the female Orion pheromone that's airborne emitted.
And the computer will pull up the database.
All right. I'm looking at that particular pheromone compound, and I want to compare it to my incomplete piece.
Okay. What specifically from the Orions are you looking at?
Okay, so female Orions emit a pheromone. Well, some female Orions emit a pheromone that allows them to influence others. From the symptoms described in the Betazoid's medical file, and from descriptions I'd been given in Starfleet Medical Academy of what this pheromone can do, the effect sounded similar. So the brain inside my little spotted head kind of drew an imaginary line through some points it didn't have yet and said, I wonder if this is a similar compound because it's inducing this desire bond effect across between these people.
Give me. This is going to be an insight. I think this is insight. Medicine difficulty 3, but complication 2.
Comp 2. Okay. Div 3, Comp 2. Research focus or xenobiology focus?
I'll go xenobiology here.
Okay.
But your applied research still applies here.
Okay. Comp 2. Ah, shite. Hold on. Pop back in.
Oh, and don't forget your bonus. You're creating bonus momentum for your patients.
Oh, yeah. That vanishes at the end of the scene?
The end of the task.
End of the task. Okay.
So like, after the dice are rolled, like when we move on from that dice roll result, it goes away.
Okay.
So it could be used to like ask more questions, for example.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I kind of figure I've been burning it off with the weird questions I've been asking. Okay. So. I think, in light of the comp, I would like to use my determination. And specifically the value, everything is more interesting at the microscopic level.
I will give that to you.
All right.
All right. So then when you perform task, you're just going to set it to number of dice in the pool to 2, and then you're going to select using determination.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you're buying more dice. But right, you're maxed out on momentum. All right, Doctor. You feed in your parameters to the computer, and it starts extrapolating the information you said, and it's almost exactly as you said. As it starts overlaying the female Orion pheromones, it creates almost, and I gotta emphasize, almost a perfect compound that fits into the base sequence, the base compound that you have. It couldn't extrapolate all of it, and it does look like there are still some pieces missing, potentially how it would fit into the other compounds. But essentially, you have 2 of the 4 puzzle pieces here.
Okay, so the base compound plus my lymphatic fluid plus the pheromone. So I'm now looking at 4/5 of the whole puzzle. Is that what I got out of that?
3/5.
3/5. Okay. I heard a bark.
I will say the other 2 are still complete unknowns. The sample of the substance I took is too badly degraded at this point
Okay.
to extrapolate anything else.
For one of my floating momentum, I want to say, computer, use this compound and estimate the reaction of ingestion on betazoid physiology.
All right, so for the GM, what exactly are you asking?
I wanted to see what would happen if this compound, what we know of it, is thrown up against betazoid biophysiology and what kind of reactions I would get and how many of them line up with the patient's symptoms.
Okay. GM is thinking. I will answer it.
More computer
I'm trying to be
processing
careful.
noises.
Yeah, I'm trying to be careful with what I give you because I can't give you everything yet. Okay. I think I have it. Given that a lot of this is still unknown because you're not, there's just some things you just don't know, mostly still about the plant, um, how this is manufactured, what its exact purpose is. Um, there are some things that are still unknown, but I would say that the computer could probably guess or extrapolate that maybe a quarter of the symptoms that were in the medical reports it can confirm has been caused by the current parameters that you fed it.
Okay. So then I can at least make the educated guess that this drug is the direct result of, or the patient's state is a direct result of the ingestion of this drug.
Yes.
Okay, so I can say that with reasonable certainty. All right.
Yeah.
And so let's see, lymphatic fluid, this base compound, and Orion female pheromones. All right. The doctor is going to sit back, chew on that information for a bit, and kind of wince at another sip of his tea. thoughtfully if you want to move on to the next thing, while I ruminate what else I want to try here.
I think this is the perfect time to set up the security office. I just realized that I probably could have just used the thing from last time. I shouldn't have deleted. Oh well, but I think that makes for a good security office. I think we will enter a new scene because I have a bad habit of forgetting. So, Rix, you were investigating some things. I'll let you have the floor.
Yeah, so first of all, because it's been a while, if either you or Kane himself can just remind me of what it is he found on the relay station with the message.
So Kane actually doesn't know what the contents of the message is. But I believe the subject line of the message was something like join the Maquis or recruitment to the
You should
Maquis.
join the Maquis.
Yeah. Very similar.
Okay. And had you figured out how long it had been in there?
I don't think so. GM, I'm not.
That's something Rix can investigate, I think.
Okay.
Got it.
If memory serves, Kane hadn't done anything other than just like read the title of it and go, "Oh shit, Rix probably should see that," and touched it no further.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to know, because I don't remember all of the details.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. Yeah,
Okay,
I think it was just one of the things that was like the subject line was like, "You should join the Maquis," and then he's like, I should receive this for Rix."
Okay, so Rix will bring up the message. He will first look at the star date of when it was sent, I suppose.
Okay, this I'll give you. The star date is actually only. Sorry, coughing fit. Okay, the star date places the message only hours prior to your arrival at the relay station.
Is there information to know who it was sent from?
The names are listed.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything further you'd like to know about those names, that would be a roll.
I'll take the names first.
Now you got to make me create names. We'll just say that it is from we'll just call it like a Mr. Smith to Lieutenant Day. The starship will be the Bellerophon.
Bellerophon?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not on our ship. Or it was sent, was it sent to our ship or sent from our ship? It was sent to our ship from.
No. This was just found on the relay.
Yeah, but the real, I mean, the message itself, was it sent from the Akatsuki or was it sent to the Akatsuki?
Neither.
Okay, so this is from a different. Okay, I see.
Yeah, this was just what Kane found while he was repairing the relay.
Uh-huh. That's still worth investigating. Okay, it was sent from a Lieutenant Day, and who was it sent to?
It was sent to Lieutenant Day from
Sent to, okay.
a Don Smith.
Don Smith. From.
I'm sure I spelled the ship wrong, but you get the idea.
Do I get a sense of if Don Smith is a member of Starfleet, if they have any ranks or anything? Just from reading
That'll
name?
be a roll.
Okay.
This will probably be Insider Reason Security Diff 1.
Does my new focus lead investigator work in this situation?
One second. Getting the correct spelling of the ship. Lead investigator, you say? Where's that at?
Wait, you have the talent lead investigator or a focus?
No, it's a
lead investigator?
focus lead investigator, not the talent.
Oh, yeah, I'll give it to you.
Because apparently investigation wasn't a focus that was listed anywhere. So always said lead investigator instead of investigation. So okay, cool. Just do a.
I thought you meant talent. No,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
not the
yeah, the
talent.
focus is fine. All right, I'm gonna send you this secretly because I'm sure that's all you want.
Mm-hmm. Just a clarification. Interesting. Gotta note that down. Can I tell if the message itself is encrypted or has been sent in the clear, so to speak?
Give me another diff 1.
Would my lead investigator focus still apply? Or
Yeah.
espionage?
Yep.
I'll give you a bold threat for that one.
Jeez. You have 3 flips.
Ooh. Okay, I will spend and obtain information momentum spend for knowing what's familiar about it.
I'll accept it.
Two. Okay.
I think that is rather pertinent and good information for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this time I will open the actual message and try to read it.
Okay, I will let you do that either with the 2 float or you could roll.
I will use the floats.
Okay. I'm just deciding how I want to give this to you.
Mm-hmm. This is a very quiet scene.
I know, but it's one of those scenes. It's normally because of how you take information.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I feel like sometimes we have to do it in the clear just to do it, so it becomes something interesting to actually watch. Maybe.
I wish they could. It's one of those things that, like, if they could see what I'm typing to you, it would make it
Mm.
all make sense. Or I don't know, maybe whoever's watching likes being kept in the dark and be surprised later when the plan is revealed.
Yeah.
All right. So it will be a short and sweet message that you encoded or decrypted, I should say.
Can you specify what you mean by the first part of that?
Where it says your code name.
Yeah.
Whatever code name you used while you were on intelligence, it called you specifically by that.
Okay. Me personally as Rix. Okay.
Yes.
I understand.
So if you went by, I don't know, Red Clown, for example, it would say that specifically. Whatever you used, I don't know what you used.
I
Have
don't
to
know
dig
if
into your
I don't know if I know. We'll see. Have to come up
we
now.
can make it up on the fly, but
Yeah.
whatever it is, they call that they called you specifically.
Cool. No, I know. No, I know. No, actually. Uh, um, Okay, with that, I will. What do I do with the message? I will delete the message. I will delete all traces of the message.
Computer complies.
Then I will go my usual, ordinary duties on the ship.
All right. We might as well head to engineering. Let Kane get some screen time with his engineers.
It's always good to check in on what the crew is doing. So yeah, Kane is gonna bound his way through the door. Bull into China Shop Engineering. All right, everyone. Wait, you're still here? He'll turn to Roy Carr.
Who normally plays Roy Carr?
I think it's Joe.
I do.
It's Joe's.
Okay.
I'm back, by the way. Just sat down.
Welcome back. Kane just entered engineering, was about to say something, and then noticed Roy Carr turned and said, "You're still here?"
I haven't been moved off Alpha Shift, sir.
Huh. Okay,
Is that a
well,
problem?
not for now. You performed reasonably well
Thank
on
you,
the
sir.
mission. Besides, I'm assuming stealing a few pieces of equipment, but
I don't steal, sir.
he'll lean into Roy Carr. It's okay. Happens all the time. Who among us, right? So, what is your specialization? Like, what do you do?
Structural engineering, repairs, maintenance. I've spent most of the time since launch crawling around in the Jeffries tubes. I got good at making repairs to hulls on the freighter I was a deckhand for. I also got really good at opening doors. Things on those old L classes would seize up all the time. I had to get them back open.
He'll look at Roy Carr. Jeffries tubes and opening doors, you say? Huh.
And structural engineering.
Sure. Yeah, that too. Okay. We'll be having a conversation at a certain point.
Okay, sir.
Done talking to you. Gardner! How was life, buddy? It's been a while since we've talked.
As usual, as every time you mention his name, he jumps a little. Yes, Commander, I'm fine.
Just fine, Gardner?
Yes, sir.
Well, now that you're back in engineering, I would have expected you to be, I don't know, enthused maybe? Excited?
Sure. I'm enthused.
He'll walk closer to Gardner.
Makes a little fake smile.
He'll walk closer to Gardner. How are things socially, Gardner?
Looks at you very confused. Fine.
Have you been feeling the need maybe for some shore leave. Don't want to brag, but I might know a guy who could approve that.
No, I think I'd just rather work here.
You sure you're not feeling a tropical excursion potentially?
No, sir. I think I'm very good here, alone, by myself.
He'll move a little closer to Gardner. Uncomfortably close.
It's always uncomfortably close.
Always. Gardner, look. You're my bro. You're my wingman. I don't think I can take my next shore leave without us. Going out on the town, having each other's backs. He'll turn, look at Roykar. Plus, I'm not too sure about that guy yet.
I'm sure Royka would be a much better this so-called wingman than I am, sir. I'm very sure.
Kane will put his hand on Gardner's shoulder. Now, buddy, I don't believe that for 1 second. And I know you don't either. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and move up your next shore leave. Align it with mine. Make sure that we can take it together and, well, go terrorize it a little bit. Be a nice time off. Get into some trouble. Silence is consent in my book. Gardner, great to see you, buddy.
Gardner
Katala?
tries to speak, but fails to.
Katala, how are you today?
I was doing fine, sir, up until you recently came in. Here is the latest, maintenance reports. You should be satisfied.
And we'll take the reports. Kitty has claws today. I like that. He'll look down at the reports. What is he looking at?
The maintenance reports on deck 12, sir. The was that you requested, sir.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. In all honesty, that was just busy work. I just needed to keep you doing something. So he's going to review the reports. Anything noteworthy?
The environmental
Reports look
system
good.
was acting up briefly, but it was corrected. So everything looks above board, sir.
No. So Katala, I was meaning to ask you, given your very acceptable performance during our last virtual cat show, I was wondering if you might be interested in a little venture.
What do you have in mind, sir?
So I don't want to brag too much, but I have developed a few contacts throughout Alpha Quadrant cat show circuits, and well, I think there might be an opportunity for us to equip certain competitors with upgraded versions of the cats they normally show. If you're interested.
Like last time, sir, I find the cat show apprehensive. If you don't mind, I would like to be excused from such events.
Request denied. What are you doing after your shift today? Maybe we can discuss this over a drink in the lounge?
Terribly sorry, sir. I am busy this afternoon.
He'll look down at the pad. Ah, I see what you're saying. You might be working overtime, conducting, well, diagnostics on multiple floors. I do see what you're saying. Is that correct, Katala?
Yes, sir, I am a workaholic.
Fantastic, because I also had to conduct diagnostics on a few different floors. So thank you for agreeing to stay after work. We'll tag team this one, actually. Tala, you're a team player. I like that. Report to my office near the end of Alpha Shift, and we'll get a game plan going. Alrighty, Deca, May. Just I don't know. Keep doing what you're doing. No news is good news. I am gonna walk the halls. See what's up. And Kane will open the door and bound out into the hallways of the Akatsuki.
As the door's closed, Roykar is gonna look around and kind of chime in. Is anyone else really uncomfortable right now?
Gardner is just dead quiet, focused on his console in front of him.
Welcome to Alpha Shift, Roy.
Oh, okay.
All right. Is there anything anybody else wanted to do in the few hours before we arrive at Starbase 261? Pertaining to any of the information anybody found, any role play scenes anybody wants to do, seek anybody out to report things, anything like that.
I'm good for right now.
Same.
Actually, no. I will make a short stop to engineering with Kane.
Cool.
All right, so right after sorry. Ugh. There it is. Right after Kane leaves engineering, Rix, you are going to find him in the hallway just as he steps out.
Commander Kane, a moment of your time.
Rix, always a pleasure. What can I do for you?
Well, I wanted to update you on the message that you found.
Yes. Well, I've been doing some reading. I'm not a lawyer, but I think I could get us out of this. Maybe.
Well, in fact, you have nothing to worry about. The message was completely harmless. Just some lower decks banter. No reason to call Jag or anything.
Ah, got it. Kane will look visibly disappointed.
Besides, it wasn't even from our ship. The message
Huh.
was sent from a crew on another ship.
Got it. Got it. Okay, well, have to say I'm both relieved and disappointed, Rex. But, well, thank you for looking into it.
Sorry I couldn't get your hopes up this time, Commander.
Always next time, buddy. Always next time.
That's enough.
Right. Anything else?
I'm good.
Yep.
Not
all good here.
currently.
Right. All right, we'll head up to the bridge. If the few hours has passed, it allowed stellar cartography to scan their rogue asteroid as they pass by. Also, you had to kill a couple times before your scheduled arrival time. But we'll speed up plot, enter new scene, and say that you are within visual range of Starbase 621. I do not have a visual of it, however.
What kind of starbase is it? Is it one of the minor space dock ones or regular one or something?
Kier just said it's a watchtower class, so TOS kind of looking thing.
Not a K7?
It's on the older side of Starbase, sir, but it checks out. Ooh, that's pretty.
That's the updated version.
That looks...
There's
That's
the originals. Top one is Starbase 25, bottom one is Starbase 6.
Figure that if, seeing as this isn't a busy part of space, it probably's gotten some upgrades. But at any rate, that's what appears on the view screen.
Helm, put us in Geocygnus orbit. comms? Hail 621.
Channel open, Captain.
Starbase 621, this is the USS Akatsuki. We have arrived, ready for transport of materials to Gemilan 5.
Understood. Stand by. USS Akatsuki, Starbase Control. You have been ordered to dock in docking ring 3.
Understood.
Now, quick question to the GM. Were we just supposed to be in like a parking orbit near the station and getting all our stuff beamed over, or were we actually supposed to dock and transfer our equipment?
Either or, but for what's planned, it works better if you're docked.
Oh, I was just wondering if this was like a sudden change to the plan that would cause the Vulcan's eyebrow to go up slightly.
Maybe a small deviation. Probably a small deviation.
All right.
Nah, it's a deviation. Call it what it is.
Mahawk will look over at the captain and go, "It would appear Starfleet has new information for us. I expect we will be requested to meet with someone upon our docking."
Well, let's just hope it's not a Sherman incident. Helm, proceed with docking procedures with 621.
I get it. After I'm done coughing. All right, so the helm officer starts moving you toward the designated docking area. And you notice that you are actually being docked next to another Intrepid class ship. And minutes pass, and the helm officer will read up. Docked, Captain. Mooring secure.
Very well. Set ship to condition blue.
And the various
Commander, I
departments
trust you
start
can.
briefing. Go ahead, Captain.
Commander, I trust you can handle the transfer of the grain and sealings.
I foresee
I'll
no
be in my
issues,
ready
Captain.
room.
Very well. Mr. Ricks, please let the station know we are docked and ready for the transfer at their convenience.
Aye, sir. I'll oversee it in the cargo bay.
Very well.
Rix will leave the bridge and contact one of his subordinates to oversee
We'll leave the
transfer
station.
while he goes to his quarters.
All right, we'll follow Ritz to the court.
Well, what he's actually gonna do is he's gonna go to his quarters and he's going to have a change of clothes. I think he's gonna wear something like Worf is wearing this in this picture from Insurrection. And he will board the station.
Now, the big question is, are you trying to hide that you went on the station, or do you not care if the internal sensors read you left the ship?
I will leave officially by citing reason to speak with the dockmaster. So it won't be hidden. It would just be
Okay, that works for me.
listed as an official matter.
Just seeing if I had to set up any intrigue. Okay, so as Rick's doing that, what's everyone else doing?
I believe the doctor will be overseeing the transfer of any remaining supplies that he needs, both for the ship and for the colony.
Yes, I do believe you made a list.
Well, I know I was given a list.
All right, anyone else doing anything fun and exciting?
Well, so two things. Looks like, yeah, we're going to be picking up the agricultural supplies. So, cane, again, I mean, it looks like seeds based on the captain's log primarily, but I'm sure that there's other things associated with that, like, various farming equipment and, various things needed for the food production. So, Kane will do his job and review those and, see if he needs to plan ahead to construct anything, so on and so forth. He'll move through that very quickly, though. And then, yeah, I mean, at first he's going to go with Katala to, do the diagnostics, but soon after that, he'll head to Starbase and see what he can get into.
Okay. All right, so for the doctor for Kane, I'm just going to give you guys a quick roll just to ensure that, everything has been gotten. There's nothing missing. Everything's in its place. So I think for the doctor, it's probably going to be let's go reason, medicine, just a diff 1. And then for Kane, I'm going to give you reason, engineering, but at a diff 2. I do love complications.
Doctor, can you do anything about that complication? Or?
Well, I didn't spend any dice, so I don't really have a reroll.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, for Kane's roll, take a threat.
All right, we'll start with Kane because his is pretty easy. The added difficulty was just the sheer number of the supplies coming on board. It's pretty much going to fill all of Cargo Bay 1. And, maybe half of another cargo bay that you need to designate. Probably not 2, because I would imagine that's where you're storing most of your other stuff. But, maybe you make use of a holodeck or the rest of the demand. You go through the supplies, and it is mostly like various seeds for planting. And you're right, it is equipment, agricultural equipment. I'm sure you're looking for contraband that you can steal, but you don't find any.
Damn it.
I know my players. As for the doctor, you get everything on your list, but there seems to have been an error as the Starbase sends you 8 cases of it's basically like a topical skin cream. Medical uses, of course. But it is definitely something that you really didn't need.
I was really hoping you were going to say blood wine.
And it is just piled up in your sick bay currently, as you and your team have no idea what to do with it. And we'll head over to sick bay. As there's probably just 8 large boxes of the medicinal skin cream just piled up in your sick bay.
So these weren't on the manifest then?
Correct.
At all?
Correct. You did not order.
Okay, so is there like a label on the boxes or something?
It is labeled to go. It is labeled to come to the Akatsuki, but you did not place them in the order.
Are they for the colony, maybe?
You don't know.
All right,
It says all the labels on the boxes just say for USS Akatsuki sickbay.
I guess I will reach out to the dockmaster. Akatsuki to 621 dockmaster. Please respond.
Yes. What do you want?
I'm trying to get a documentation for the 8 cases of dermatological ointment. These weren't on the order I placed, and I don't have them on my manifest destined for the colony.
No mistakes were made. They're on the list. I see it right here.
Can you send me a copy of that, please?
Sorry, trying to play a Telluride is fucking up my voice. I'll send you another copy. I don't make mistakes.
I never said you did. But someone did.
And your data pad will ping as you receive the order requisition form.
Okay. Am I able to, like, isolate on there when this was added to the order?
Approximately 21 days ago. I believe you would have still been on Beta Z.
When did I originally place this order?
See, that's the thing. You didn't place it.
What do you mean?
Like, it's not your name that signed the requisition.
Oh, I meant the order in general. Like all the replacement supplies that I ordered.
Geez, when did you do that? 2 weeks ago, maybe?
Wait. That
I
timeline
think you
doesn't
did
work.
it. I think you did it when you were still on Beta Z. Trying to remember something from like a month ago now.
Okay. So, if I placed this order 2 weeks ago, and someone added to this order 21 days ago.
We could change the numbers around. We could say it was 10 days.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
Whose name is on this edition?
We'll call it a lieutenant junior grade. Peterson.
Peterson. I was half expecting to hear the words Lieutenant Commander Kane. J.G. Peterson. Okay. Are they part of the ship's crew?
They're not part of the ship's crew.
So there's no Lieutenant J.G. Peterson on the Akatsuki.
You are correct.
I'm going to run a computer search for where Lieutenant J.G. Peterson is stationed.
All right, that'll be a roll. Give me a Insight Con difficulty 2.
I don't suppose I can use my research focus?
Nah.
Shame. I'll buy
You should probably be assisted by the ship's computers con.
Okay. I will buy an extra die with momentum, though. Computers con.
All right, you got there. The lieutenant in question is actually stationed on the. How the fuck do you say this? Was it Bellerfont?
Bellerophon?
However you say that ship name.
Bellerophon. I was gonna say that was the one that was Admiral Ross was using as his personal runabout during the Dominion War.
Correct.
Out of curiosity, is that the other Intrepid class parked at this station? I'm assuming that yes is directed at me.
Yep.
All right. I will. USS Akatsuki to USS Bellerophon.
So this is the Bellerophon. Go ahead.
Yes, this is Dr. Valen on the USS Akatsuki. I'm looking for a Lieutenant Junior Grade Peterson. Can you connect me to him, please?
What is the nature of this?
I believe there has been a inventory mix-up, and I ended up with some of his supplies.
I'll transfer you.
Thank you.
Stand by. Hi, this is Lieutenant Peterson.
Peterson, this is Dr. Valen over on the USS Akatsuki. I believe I have, what is this, 8 crates of dermatological cream that with your name on it.
My name? How is it my name? I didn't order any ointment.
Well, they were shipped to the USS Akatsuki. If you look out your window, you can probably see us. And I didn't order them, but your name is on the manifest for who ordered them. I can send you a copy if you'd like.
No, that won't be necessary. Enjoy the gift. And he'll hang up.
Hmm. All right. Well, I'm going to examine the dermatological cream closer. See if this is like a general topical for compounding with, or if this is for a specific treatment.
Okay, you'll get closer to one of the crates. And as you start to scan one of them, it will inexplicably jump up a little bit.
Security sickbay.
Whoever wants to grab Rick's second.
Security here.
I need a security team in the sickbay, please. I have several unknown boxes, and when I tried to scan one of them, it started moving.
Understood, sir. On my way.
Thank you. Cal, let's put a force field around these until security gets here.
That will be a trait creation, please.
Alrighty. What would you like me to roll?
Either control or medicine, diff 2, depending on what kind of containment you're trying to put on it.
Control medicine. Okay. And I will buy a die with threat.
And you're able to put a medical force field around the boxes. When the security team finally arrives.
Oh, hell. All right. Once they're here, I will drop the force field and carefully open a box.
Give me a daring security. Div 2. I'm going to bump comp to 2. Div 2, comp 2.
Lovely. All right. I don't suppose I can get an assist from one of the security people?
I'll allow it.
Send this will troll her phaser.
Gain a momentum. All right, Doctor. You carefully open up one of the crates. And as soon as you open it, a swarm of, we'll just call them Tarkarian sand fleas, about 5 centimeters in length, start pouring out of this crate and just start spreading and running amok across the floor of your sick bay.
Oh, I'm re-engaging that force field. You're going to just watch me dive for the panel away from the box and re-engage that force field. Try to contain as many of them as I can.
All right, for that, I'm going to give it a daring medicine diff 3 to try to get them contained as quickly as you would like.
Okay, I'll buy a die with momentum. Can I use infectious diseases as a focus for this?
No.
Damn.
Gain the momentum back. Yeah, so you quickly, as soon as you see them start flying out and dropping to the floor, you jump back and re-engage the security field, trapping a majority of the sand fleas in the containment fields, while security runs around and basically steps on the other.
Doctor, may I ask where this crate came from?
Gift. The only name I have attached to it is one Lieutenant Junior Grade Peterson over on the Bellerophon next door. I tried to contact him about it. Said he didn't want them. And to enjoy the gift. They were labeled as dermatological cream.
Seems someone has offloaded a pest problem to us. I suggest you file a formal complaint. This matter is a highly evasive species, from my understanding, and we are carrying a load of grain supplies to a world that could be devastated by such things as this. This is quite a serious
Indeed.
matter, Doctor.
Agreed. Well, what should we do with the remaining crates that are unopened?
I suggest you conduct a scan of the crates before we open them to ensure that its contents and proper disposal if anything is indeed out of the ordinary.
All right, I will start scanning crates. See how many of these others have unwelcome passengers.
You probably find one other crate that has the sand fleas, but the rest of them are the ointment.
Question: were the sand fleas like in ointment, or was it just a box of sand fleas?
Box of.
Okay. When I isolate the one that's unopened and still full of sand fleas, I'm going to specifically point to it and say, this one's contaminated. The other two look like it says they are what they say they are.
Then the containments of the box shall be disposed of. She taps her combat. Lieutenant Belarus to transport a room.
Go ahead.
There's a crate here in sickbay that I am currently marking. This crate needs to be disposed of, please. It contains a invasive species in it.
Understood.
Kane to transporter room.
Go ahead, sir.
Feel free to transport that container. But I'll be down to the transporter room shortly to dispose of it myself.
Okay, I'm gonna need Zendis and Kane to give me a posed presence command.
Who is saying the difficulty?
I actually think it's just going to be a highest success here. As opposed to setting difficulty.
Cool. Do we want to pump momentum or threat into this one, or just roll it straight?
I'll
Just
give you
roll
each a
straight.
dice for free. I'll just give you each a dice for free.
Will you take security systems for a focus, as this is a security matter?
I will say yes.
Not sure any of my focuses would apply. No, I'm not going to use a value. That would be cheating. Let's just let the dice decide. Oof.
Ooh. All right, I'll give you each a reroll here. Jesus. I guess it's coin flip time.
Does anyone in
All right,
sick
I'll
bay
roll.
know Kane has issued this command, this alternative command?
Probably not, because I think he sent it straight to
Correct, yeah.
the transporter room. I'll go 1, 2, 3 is Zendis, 4, 5, 6 is Kate.
Whoop, whoop.
I guess he will listen to Rain. Understood, sir. I'll hold it in the pattern buffer
Good.
before I purge it.
Might be a future ahead for you. I'll be I'll be down there when I'm down there. Kane out.
All right, as far as the scene of sick bay is concerned, you do hear the transporter beep. No, don't do it. Why did that happen? Apparently, he just transported you all. There we go.
I need to restart Foundry really quick. It's not updating. Oh, God. Never mind. Everything just happened at once.
Where everyone transported and everyone came back.
Well, everyone transported, all the dice rolled, and then, like, 3 things appeared in the chat.
Okay. After that funsies, I think I'm gonna head to the station. Probably got a theater to mind this. As Rick stepped out in his civilian car, makes his way onto Starbase 261.
I'm heading to the coordinates that was described in the message.
All right.
I'm sure I'm not followed on the way.
Yep. So with the coordinates lead you through a series of Jeffries tubes into the very bowels of the station. And working on we'll just call it an oxygen filter, like like an oxygen filter, like an air recycler, is someone that you probably should recognize. At least I think you should.
Yep.
He's probably wearing a low-level maintenance worker uniform. You know, like the overalls, like the gold overalls.
Well, let's say this for intelligence. This was certainly one of the more roundabout ways of sending a message to me.
Just glad you were able to find it. What the hell you say your code name? Royal Blue.
So what's the deal?
It's more along the lines of what's not the deal that has intelligence a bit flustered as of late. Mostly evolving around this phantom and this seemingly building conspiracy happening in the Rolar sector.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle of it. I was surprised to discover the quite detailed file that Starfleet intelligence had on the Phantom previously.
The Phantom has been a person of interest for quite some time now. However, we believe this conspiracy in the Rolar sector is much bigger than the Phantom.
I agree, she's only part of it. She's not the instigator.
And that has intelligence worried because there is shockingly little detail about what is actually happening. And what we do know seems to point to an escalating issue.
What kind of issue?
It's what we're not sure of yet. And kind of why I asked you here.
Go on.
We don't have very much information about whatever this organization is that's operating the Rolar sector, nor do we have much detail about the substance that they seem to be creating. But what we do know is that this substance is starting to permeate in sectors of Federation life. And what we're uncovering is not good.
Do you know how it's being distributed?
We're starting to get signs of it being distributed, yes. Which tells me that whatever this is has probably been finished.
Is it being
And
sold or
preliminary
handed out?
seems to be sold. And it seems to be permeating all echelons of Federation life. It is largely contained to colonies and a few privileged circles. But we have reason to believe that they are starting to ramp up their distribution. And we also fear that they are starting to ramp up their production. And I'll toss a data pad to you.
I'll take it.
And as you start glancing over it, you start seeing more and more reports and sightings from various listening posts about increased Breen activity in the Rolar sector.
From what I've been able to gather, the Breen seem to be some kind of slave trade in all of this. They're abducting people and handing them over to whoever is in charge of this whole mess.
That's correct, and they seem to be increasing their numbers as of late. In the last 2 weeks alone, we've noticed a 75% increase in Breen activity in the Rolar sector.
Is there any specific area within the sector that they are abducting people from?
There have been a few, let's just say, hidden colonies that have been raided as of late. Mostly involving the Maquis. But we feel it's only a matter of time before they start trying to raid the Federation-aligned colonies in the region.
Have you ruled out that the Maquis is part of this plot?
We have reason to believe that the Maquis are not part of this.
Do you have any specific orders from me?
We have yet to be successful in getting an operative inside this organization. Intelligence believes that we should try to get you inside that organization.
Any ideas of how we go about that? That seems convincing.
I think given your familiarity with the region and some of the players, I think we've decided that we're going to follow your lead in this endeavor. Whatever plans, whatever schemes, whatever you come up with, intelligence will follow your lead. And will support whatever plans you come up with, I think.
Understood.
This is high priority. We need this information. We need to figure out what's going on.
Well, I think the best in might be through the Phantom themselves. They're not. They're part of the network, but they're opposed to some of the things that whatever higher organization is doing this. They won't kill anyone. They won't harm civilians. However, the higher echelons have already shown a tendency to doing this, primarily by enlisting the Nausicaans to, well, kill some of the informants, such as the Orion. Perhaps she could be in. I'm gonna have to think over this, see what leads there are, what we can pull on, and perhaps insert myself in.
Use whatever means and personnel you deem necessary for this.
Understood. How do I best contact you?
Ed will toss you another pad. We have set up dead drops throughout the Rolar sector recently. A covert mission. Any information, use these dead drops. It is best that we do not use open channels for information relays. Given some of the capabilities, we're not entirely sure who might be listening.
No, and you certainly don't want Commander Kane to come over some of this, I can assure you. He can be eccentric.
Any questions about the mission or the orders?
What is the minimum amount of intelligence you need before I drop out, so to speak? Or when I insert myself, what is the main intelligence you want?
We need to know who's responsible, and we need to know where their operations are taking place. We have reasons to believe that there are more black sites that are being used by this organization, and we need to find all of it and snuff it out.
Understood.
For any reason, Royal Blue, if you feel that you are not up to this task, you tell me now.
I'll let you know when I have something.
And he'll press something on his on one of his on his tricorder. And he'll just say, I'm sorry, this area is off limits to civilian personnel.
Oh, I'm sorry, I must have taken the wrong turn. Someone told me told me this was the way to the bathroom. Crazy.
Oh, not a problem, sir. Just the computer panel right there will lead you back to wherever you need to go.
Thank you. I'll find my way out.
And he'll go back to repairing the or running maintenance on the oxygen scrubber.
Rix will make his way back to the ship.
Right. We'll head back to the bridge. Oh, sorry, not the bridge. The ready room. Captain, you said you wanted a call with the Artemis?
Yeah.
All right, gotta find my Captain Nolan. 1 second. Aurelia, what can I do for you?
Well, Sam, I was seeing how you were doing. Heard you got into a bit of a scruff. You and the Tiananmen taking on 3 Orion destroyers.
It was a heated and fierce battle. Took some damage, have a few casualties, but at the end of the day, we're able to turn them back. Think we're actually heading back to your neck of the woods, get some repairs.
Well, I hope you didn't damage the Artemis too much.
A few hull
She may be an old
breaches,
ship.
some fewer minor hull breaches on deck 13, damage to the secondary sensor array, but nothing too bad.
Well, glad to know my previous posting, the vessel is still operational.
Artemis may be an old ship, but she's definitely built to last. Just hope the
I was
Navajo
hoping
was
you...
able to fulfill with the mission it was able to. Hopefully, the sacrifices of the Artemis and the Tiananmen did not come to naught.
Oh, from their latest report from Captain Piranha, it seems like they were able to complete their mission.
Did I read the report correctly, Captain? Several colonists locked in cells, experimented on?
Appears that way. Whatever's happy in this sector of space, oh, it's not looking good.
You hear they're sending us help?
Yeah, I heard 3 new ships were being deployed in this sector.
Yep, I think 2 of them just arrived, the DeSoto and the Lancer. And I think the Lafayette is en route too.
I heard they just left Deep Space Nine. At least according to the report.
Well, the more the merrier, I say.
What do you make with Captain Prone working with this Maki Jarg Tolnan?
I would say desperate times calls for desperate measures. It sounded like those colonists did not have long.
Well, if the Maki are moving former colleagues into this region, say our work's gonna be cut out for us. Not to mention potential increase in Cardassian activity.
Between the Maquis, the Cardassians, Orions, this is definitely becoming a hotbed of action. It's probably a good thing Starfleet is sending more ships out here. If it it was just our three, we might be overwhelmed.
Oh, agreed. I'm glad you and the Artemis are safe.
Yeah, well, we took some licks, but I think we're stronger for it. No Orion destroyer is gonna overcome 2 Federation starships.
Not a sorry. Glad you're okay,
Just be
Sam.
careful on your way back to sector. There is still 1 Orion ship unaccounted for.
Understood. You had some supplies delivered to Gemilon. I'll probably taking up station keeping there until your ship's all fixed up again.
Well, at least I know Gamilon will be in good hands.
Well, Sam, I won't keep you any longer. Take care now.
All right. See you later.
Hatsuki out.
Captain, just as your call ends, you get a chime at your door.
Enter.
Are you busy?
I just finished a subspace call. Please have a seat, Doctor.
Thank you. So I've been digging into that chemical compound we got when we raided the Phantom's lab back on the station. Between that, the report from the Navajo, and what they found, and a little bit of magic and intuition from the 2 poor betazoids we beamed up to save their lives, I've made a little bit of progress on constructing whatever's being put together by these people. So, we have our base compound, and I slide a pair of pads in front of her. That's what we pulled from the lab. And over on this one is the base compound plus the humanoid lymphatic fluid that the Navajo recovered. I was able to do an analysis on some of the chemicals that was still left in the 2 civilians, and I made an interesting discovery. It's pheromone from the kind that female Orions produce to ensure dominance, obedience, subservience, whatever you want to call it. I'm still only looking at about half the puzzle, but based on the symptoms and effects it's having on those 2, whatever they've engineered is some kind of a, for lack of a better term, an obsessive love potion.
One that has deadly consequences. Your estimation, Doctor, if they're harvesting lymphatic fluid from humanoids, what would this do to the patients, other subjects?
Well, I don't know exactly. I don't have a full patient history on the 2 partygoers, and I will slide the medical report in front of the captain. This one seems like he got the worst of it. As far as I can tell, he's currently in some kind of a catatonic state. Either the chemical was improperly designed for betazoid physiology, or he got a bad batch of it. Maybe this is the desired effect, but he and his companion have become, well, had become obsessed with each other, to the point that once he slipped into that coma, she stopped responding as well.
Some sort of chemical or telepathic link?
I can only speculate at this point, Captain. I don't have enough of the puzzle yet to draw a full conclusion, but this chemical compound that we have so far with these 3 elements would account for a good number of his symptoms. When I get done here, I'm going to send a message back to the Beta Z hospital, see if a treatment vector that they'd normally use for Orion pheromone might help this situation. If it does, some of my theories will be confirmed. If not, then I'll have to look in a new direction. But I figured I'd bring you up to speed on what I'd found so far.
Oh, in that case, Doctor, I'm more concerned that at least some of reports we have there are, at least what we know of, one Maquis colony was raided, given from the Navajo's reports, and one independent colony was potentially being raided by 3 Orion destroyers. So for whatever they're doing, and they have a human component that they need to harvest to make this drug.
Possibly the lymphatic fluid. I'd hate to think they're collecting people just to harvest them.
And just speculation, if this drug was found on Beta Z, I'm sure it's making its way into the other Federation worlds now.
That's a disheartening thought, Captain. Kind of hoped the Federation would be past such kinds of things.
You would think so, but
Well, I'll get back to it, and hopefully I can figure some more out. If not, hopefully we find some more information. More pieces to the puzzle.
I hate to ask this of you, Doctor, but do your best to see if you can't not create it, but simulate a way of
Complete
its
the formula?
creation. At least that way, that might give us a clue to what they might be up to next.
I could try. I'd need Lieutenant Commander Ricks to release to me some of the information from the station's computer that we got. See if they archived any of their manufacturing process. Might help me out figuring out where they were starting from.
I'll have a talk with the commander.
Thank you, Captain. I have nothing else to report, and Do you have anything else to ask me, Captain?
I do not, but I know this is putting quite a burden on you, Doctor, but
If we can solve this, it's a burden worth carrying.
please. She nods.
Good day, Captain.
Good luck, Doctor.
And I will let myself back out and head back down to the med lab.
Right. Anything else you wanted to do, Cap?
She's good. Tap her comm badge and try to get a hold of Lieutenant Commander Ricks. Lieutenant Commander Ricks?
Commander Ricks here, sir. Go ahead.
Mr. Ricks, can I see you in my ready room? If you're free.
I have a matter to attend to, but after that I will see you in your ready room, Captain, if that's all right.
It's perfectly alright.
I'll see you soon.
Understood.
Right. We're going to head to the transporter room really quick. Oh, was there anything else, Captain? Sorry.
No.
Okay. We'll head to the transporter room really quick, where the transport chief is holding in the pattern buffer what sickbay wanted to purge.
Kane will bound into the room. Ah. Transporter specialist. Sure. Where's the package?
Currently hold it in the pattern buffer, sir.
And where exactly would that be?
Well, I transported the items, and it's currently held in the pattern buffer. It's currently stored as energy.
Ah, yes. That was
I
a
was just getting
test,
ready to
and-
purge. I was just getting ready to purge the buffers when you asked me to hold it.
Yes, that was a test, and you passed with flying colors. If you could actually just have it rematerialized right on the transporter pad, I would appreciate it.
Give me a presence command. This will be a diff 3, though.
Alrighty. Could I use the value act with confidence, even if you don't feel confident? He's not entirely sure he's going to be able to pull this off, and especially without alerting anyone else.
Sure.
Okay. Dedicated focus. Yeah, I'll burn a momentum. Do I roll one dice? Or one die or two dice?
Did you buy any?
I did.
With threat momentum?
Momentum.
Just one?
Yes.
All right, then you'll roll 2 die and then just select the use determination.
Got it. Okay. Damn it.
All right, so it's technically 2 successes right now.
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything to re-roll that. Uh, hmm. Not sure any one of my metals would apply to this situation. Nope. I think it stands.
Sorry, sir. I cannot delay the purge any longer. This is coming from a medical clearance, sir.
Medical clearance. Hmm. Well, what if I was to get that medical clearance altered?
I would have to hear it directly from the doctor, sir.
Understood. Damn it. Hmm. All right. Well, understood. I can assist with the purge. No issues here. And Kane will proceed, I'm assuming, towards the consoles behind the technician's deck here. He will. I know nothing about how information is stored in these transporter buffers. With the amount of data, would it be a huge amount of data? Too much to like transfer somewhere else on the ship?
So essentially, what happened here is he started the transport process,
Mhm.
but instead of rematerializing the thing he transported, it's held in what are called pattern buffers. And so, like, all the data is just stored on these pattern buffers.
Sure, sure.
So, like, if you wanted to, let's say, rematerialize it, it would just be like completing the transport process.
Since he's pretty committed to purging it at this point, like destroying the information, I think what I was thinking is it possible to make a duplicate of that before he purges it?
Be extremely, extremely risky.
Risky getting caught risky or risky to systems on the ship?
Yes, and yes.
Got it. Damn it. All right. He's not going to take the risk. All right, technician. Purge away.
Aye, sir. And he'll press the few commands, and then you'll hear the pattern buffers wind down as it has been purged from the system forever.
Just know the death of innumerable fleas are now in your conscience. I hope you can still sleep at night.
And he'll just look at you with this puzzled look.
Kane will open the door. Innumerable. He'll walk out.
All right, we'll head to 6.
Rix will enter and go into Valen's office. Doctor, do you have a moment?
Oh, Well, that was fast. Captain already talked to you?
No, not yet. I'm seeing her after meeting you. I was,
Oh, okay. What can I do for you?
well, Doctor, I would like you to update me on what you found about the drug.
All right. And I will go through a similar presentation that I had with the captain, minus, like, the patient information part. Or at least minus anything specific about the patient's identities. Protecting
Could you give me a short list, because it was hard to listen to all of that.
Okay, so we have the base compound that we recovered from the station. We have the humanoid lymphatic fluid that the Navajo recovered, and I interpreted that a third part was female Orion control pheromone.
Interesting. Let me ask you this, Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Could this drug be duplicated or even enhanced further?
I have no idea without having a more complete formula for this chemical.
What if you were to make an approximation, but with some enhanced effects? Could it be done?
Possibly. I'd have to know what effects I was going for, and what's this
Basically,
about?
make it more, I wouldn't want to say dangerous, but something
Already
in
pretty
that line.
dangerous as it is.
Could you make it more dangerous? More addicting? More... well, more.
Are we talking theoretical, or is this something you want me to actually try and achieve?
Just answer the question, Doctor.
Possibly. The biochemistry wasn't exactly my strongest suit at Academy, but I know enough to be able to hold my own.
What would you need?
Depends on what effects I was trying to achieve. I'd need these base components, though.
How much? And let's say we'd want to make a lot.
I would need a dedicated lab, some specialists in biochemistry, and
Could you do it on the Akatsuki with given resources?
not in any significant quantities.
Very well. Thank you.
Commander,
Yes, Doctor.
I know you're probably going to be tight-lipped about this, but I feel the need to ask anyways, since you're kind of bouncing off of some of my ethical limits here. What's this about?
He just smiles at you and leaves.
Mm.
And he's going to go and meet the captain.
All right, we'll head back up to ready room.
There we go.
Oh, is the captain back yet?
Doesn't look like it.
Ah,
Now
there's
they
the
are.
captain.
As if on cue.
Enter.
Rix enters. Captain, you wanted to speak to me?
Yes, please have a seat.
It's down.
There was that hard drive that was recovered from the Phantom Station. The doctor is requesting access to it for his research on this love potion.
Yes, sir. I can give him all the information he needs.
Good. Have you been updated with
Captain,
some of
there's...
the latest security reports? Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, and in fact, there's a somewhat sensitive matter I need to discuss with you. And I trust that it
All
doesn't
right, go
leave
on.
these walls, at least until we are agreed that you may want to share.
All right.
I was recently contacted by Starfleet Intelligence. They want me to infiltrate whatever organization is working in the roller sector causing mayhem. And they've given me a sort of carte blanche on how I want to go ahead with this. And I thought, rather than keeping you in the dark as I have done in the past, I thought I might need the resources of the Akatsuki. I have somewhat of a brewing plan, although I wouldn't be... I am humble enough to say that it could use some work and some differing opinions and hammering out to make it a good plan. And therefore I'm asking you, Captain, if the Akatsuki could be at, well, not my disposal. However, I would like the Akatsuki crew to work with me on this, rather than I having to keep it from you.
Well, I don't really appreciate Starfleet Intelligence hand going this way, but thank you for coming to me on this. In fact, we need to get a handle on the situation as it is. Things are escalating quickly, given the fact that this drug made its way to my home world. And I'm assuming at this point, other Federation worlds as well.
Yes, I can confirm that the drug has been distributed outside of the roller sector and is spreading fast, hence why intelligence wants this matter solved as soon as possible and puts a high priority on it.
Do you feel comfortable sharing with me what your source with intelligence told you?
As always, Captain, I within intelligence you share on a need-to-know basis. However, I will share enough of what I know so we can make a plan.
Well, I'm sure you have access to the latest security reports, but there was recently an engagement with the Artemis in Tiananmen with 3 Orion destroyers that were headed towards an independent colony. The attack was thwarted, but you can assume that the Orions were sent there to abduct several members of the colony. There was a hidden Maquis colony that was abducted, and this information was obtained by Captain Perone from a Maquis member known as Jork Tolan that was helping those particular colonists. I can only assume that some Maquis cells are relocating certain colony rules along the DMZ that are under constant threat to the Cardassians. Does this confirm
good.
what with your?
It does align with information I have that the Breen have been solicited by whatever organization is behind this, that are also abducting people from across the sector and bringing them.
The Breen is in their government or Breen organization, slavers mainly, or
It is uncertain at this
smugglers.
time. However, it is possible that the Orions have been hired with the same mission. What they get in payment,
Well, we do know.
that's unsure at the moment. If it's the drug or if it's some other reward.
All I know is Captain Perone and the Navajo have been dealing with a Orion pirate queen. I believe her name is Dira.
Could factor into plan that I'm developing.
From my understanding, she's quite ruthless.
I would hope so. If you agree, Captain, that the Akatsuki can be set on this mission, I would appreciate if we form the senior staff and I lay out my plan to everyone, and we can begin workshopping.
All right. Keep me informed if there's anything you need help with while you're formulating the plan. I'll work with you personally on that.
For right now, the help I might most need from is Dr. Valen and possibly Commander Kane. However, I will brief you all on the specifics of my plan before anything is committed to.
All right. You have a few days to formulate a plan until we reach Gimilon 5. I'm not sure what our order is going to be after that. Let me up to Starfleet Command.
I can
But
sway with intelligence that we'll we'll be able to proceed at our own discretion.
Well, your friend has some pull, I guess.
Well, when intelligence give you a carte blanche, you know they're serious. And it's coming from the
I'm
higher
well
ups.
aware of that.
I'll get in touch with my contacts, formulate a plan while we are en route to Gamulon 5, and we can present it to the crew.
Sounds good. I might reach out to an old friend. If the Breen are attacking colonies, so these colonies that we're not aware of, I might be able to get a clarification on that.
If you can, try to find out where they might strike next, either the Breen or the Orions. That could be helpful.
Let's just hope your friend gives us a strong relay. Because this friend, he's made some he's made some enemies, and I don't want to be faced with a court-martial. So hope it's worth it.
Intelligence has friends everywhere. As you know.
Indeed. Well, Mr. Ricks, I'll leave you to it.
Thank you, Captain. And he'll exit.
Right. Are there any other scenes anyone would like to run here?
No, this could wait until the next episode, but she's going to send a subspace message to a dead drop to get Ethan Black's attention.
Sounds good.
So I don't know if there needs to be a roll now or...
I will set that up for next time, I think. So is there anything else? All right. I think we'll call that the end of Starbase 261.